everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hope you are having a phenomenal week. I have the supercharged Dr. Maddie Perry with me today. Maddie, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So Maddie is in Wisconsin. I am in Alaska. When you join us, let us know where you're joining us from. I invited Dr. Maddie to be with me today for several reasons. Number one, because I adore her. Number two, because she and I worked together for 8 years.
7 years? 7, 8, somewhere in there.
A long time. And she isn't one of those people who sits on the sidelines. She actually takes what you teach her and implements it and radically changes her community. We were also just in Nashville together at the Ultimate Marketing Bootcamp, and Maddie has been to other live events. And so I'm going to have her share with you what she learned at that event and why being in a live event is so critical. As well, she's going to tell us what's going on. She's got new practice members coming out of the woodwork. So Maddie, look at there, our good friend, Dr. Sarah Perry.
Sarah, my sister from another mother, same last name. We are nowhere near related, but We're both awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sarah is just south in Ohio. So awesome that Sarah is joining us. So Maddie, what is going on in your practice? It's COVID, it's Christmas, it's winter. It's this crazy election thing, and you have new practice members everywhere. What is up?
When you put the message out there, people will come. I have been working really hard, especially since March when COVID started, of really putting content out. And, I think it's finally paying off in the sense of we have tons of new patients coming in from all different places, from referrals, from Facebook, from internet. They're coming in, and we're having a hard time finding places for them. It's not typical for me to have to book someone a month, out, and I'm not that far out, but I'm about 2 weeks out now with booking new patients because we just don't have availability. So it's fun and exciting, and it's kind of a little bit of head scratching, but at the same time, why? Because you put in the work ahead of time, and now you're reaping the reward of it.
I love it. And the fact that new practice members are coming because of content means they're people who consume, who want to learn, who want to grow. And that's a wonderful place to be in. So congratulations to you. Hey, there's David from the Marketing Bootcamp as well. We all had so much fun together. Maddie, what is the cadence that you have found that has worked really well with sharing content?
Personally, for me as a consumer, I don't like to be bombarded. I like the little dribble. So I do really a post a day, and maybe I'll take Sundays off or Tuesdays off, but people know that they're going to see something from me every day, but it's not going to be 17 things. You might get a Facebook Live, I will fully admit that I got really good, and then I kind of fell back, and I'm trying to get back into them again. But just having content that it's really nothing new. Let's face it. It's really not. But just getting presented maybe in a different way or just in a fresh way. And that just seems to keep people going. One of my newest patients that came to see me, she said she followed me on Facebook for 2 years. And then she finally made an appointment. 2 years. I was like, geez, I had no idea that you enjoy it. And she was like, I just got a good vibe from you. I just felt like we would be good together. And so called and finally made an appointment, and phenomenal. You never know who you're going to reach. But so for me, I find that just that little dribble, every day, just one, a meme, a survey, something. It's really doesn't take much, and you grow your following.
It's that consistency.
Yeah.
Right? Consistency in all aspects of our life, consistency with getting adjusted, consistency with growing our income, consistency in our relationships, just consistency in training, even consistency with our dogs, right? It makes a huge difference. And so, it's funny you say that. The two of the most recent boot campers, and I could be off a little bit on that, I met throughout the past couple of years, and they've just been watching and watching and watching and watching and watching and play smart. Like, ooh, when I'm ready to make a decision, that's who I want to reach out to. So I encourage all of you, like Maddie is saying, like, just keep showing up. And when we love what we do, we want to keep showing up, right? And it's not like we show up and we don't expect something in return. We do expect something in return. And we love sharing content. We love consuming and learning new things ourselves. You know, the live group coaching call that we just did, or mastermind that we just did, one of the things that I know Maddie does this, and I do it too, is in order to stay fresh, right? In order to stay relevant, in order to stay out of ruts, we have to give our mind content to consume itself, right? Because thought is mind's energy. 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. 80% are negative, 98% are recycled from yesterday. Well, when you give your mind new things to create, new things to work on, new obstacles to solve, it will do so. And that makes us exciting. That makes us energetic. That makes us vibrate at a new frequency. So I encourage all of you, if you're feeling stuck, or you're like, oh, well, that's easy for you to say, Maddie, like you're in a big city. Oh, it's easy for you to say. Yeah, it's easy for her to say because she's doing the work. It can be easy for you to say as well. You have to be willing to do the work and love what you do, for sure. So Maddie, what is it that you love so much about being a chiropractor? And specifically, for those who don't know, Maddie was a collegiate athlete, unbelievable and athletic performance, and as well has now taking that to being a chiropractor in the beach volleyball circuit. So what is it that you love so much that just keeps you so fired up to keep showing up and keep growing?
I'm a helper. So, you know, there's all those different personalities, and I love to help people. I've loved to do it since I was a kid. I was always that person that, oh, here, you want this here. Like, that's just how I am. And so I know that I always wanted a profession that I could help others with, and falling in love with chiropractic, being an athlete, and just seeing how much it helped me, that just grew my love. And as you said, I'm always looking for content. I'm always reading something or watching, you know, a documentary or something. Like, I'm totally that person that when I was a kid, I would flip through, if you guys remember, those of you that are old enough, an encyclopedia. Like, I would sit there and just randomly pick out a random, you know, letter from the alphabet and just sit there that maybe I didn't know. So chiropractic for me kind of helps keep fueling that, because every day is different. Yes, yeah. You come into your office. Yes, you might be seeing some of the same patients, but it's a new puzzle to solve every day, because we all know that every patient is different. Every patient requires different care. So for me, my office is not cookie cutter. My adjustments differ from person to person, what technique I might be using. And that's what works for me. And that's what keeps me happy. I'm not saying that those chiropractors that are very cookie cutter of like, you get this adjustment, you know, here's your lumbar, thoracic, and cervicals, and you're out the door. That's totally fine. If that works for you, please do it, because we need chiropractors like that can see the masses. You know, like, I'm a person, I really like to be very personable with my patients. So that just keeps me excited too, because I love to get to know people and I want to help them. So it's really just kind of put all of my loves together. And then I'm my patient's biggest cheerleaders, and, you know, and vice versa. You know, when they go to a competition, the next time they come in, how'd you do? Let's hear how is this training? How is that training? All of that stuff. So it's much better than I feel like working at a cubicle, crunching numbers all day, which I could never do. And again, God bless those people that can sit at a cubicle, because that just seems so mind numbing to me. And maybe that's the reason, even though I live in Wisconsin and we're known for drinking, like, I'm not really a drinker. I don't need to drink, because when I get home, I'm exhausted because I was talking and helping people all day and not sitting behind a computer by myself. So,
and, you know, I hope all of you picked up on Maddie's energy there. She said, you know, it's like a puzzle. So everyone who comes in, has like a new challenge that I get to solve. And I encourage all of you to embrace that. Like, life isn't against you. Life isn't happening to you. You are cause in the matter. And I talked about this today during the mastermind of, I recently heard an entrepreneur who was kind of grumbling about, like, there's just always problems I have to solve. And we always have to be marketing, and we always have to be looking at the next thing and growing. And I'm like, how cool that we chose a profession, that we chose a career, that we have to keep stepping up, that we have to keep renewing ourselves, that we get problems that we get to solve, because as I solve problems, I grow myself. I grow my network. I asked Maddie a question. I asked David a question. I asked Sarah a question. Like, how cool that we are presented with new opportunities every single day. So I encourage those of you who feel like, oh, I'm just burned out, or like there's so many problems, like, congratulations, new problems are an invitation to grow. So Maddie, as we round this out, what words of advice do you have to others who aren't experiencing new practice members galore right now?
Well, what are you doing to get new practice members? Are you actively trying to do something? And understand that there is going to be a delayed gratification with it. So one of the big things with the boot camp is setting up those systems and knowing that doing that work now is going to make it easier for you in the future. So know that delayed gratification is really big. Like, and even I can't tell you how many people love when I've just jumped on, like, there was one, it was right, I think after the election. And I literally had just got done running 3 miles. So I was like dripping sweat, disgusting. And I had gotten back into my car because it was like 35 degrees out. And I was like, hey, I just got done with my morning run. I go running in the morning because it helps me become centered and it releases stress for me. So do something today that releases stress for you, because the world is crazy right now and you can't control that. And I can't tell you how many people love that. They were like, oh, I saw you on Facebook and that was so great. I really needed that reminder. So you don't have to go and spew a scientific, research paper. Just small, simple things that people can digest really is all it takes. And for those people that are like, oh, well, you do this and you do that. I do no modalities. You only get adjusted in my office. I do a little bit of taping. That's about it. My patient appointments are 15 minutes. I am an all cash practice. So don't tell me that you can't do it because you are this or that or da 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 da. It is me and my office manager. That's it. I don't have a big staff. I work out of 500, 600 square feet. I have 2 rooms and a waiting room. That's it. That's all I have. So you don't need to have all of this wonderful, beautiful, state-of-the-art stuff to be successful. Work on yourself, work on your craft, and let people know that A, you're available, B, you're there to help them, and C, it's really an easy step to take. Make them feel comfortable coming in, and that's all it really needs to be.
I love it. It's build relationships.
Yeah, that's really all it is.
Focus on building relationships. Be a relationship creator and nurturer. And the first one to start with is a relationship with self, that you are cause in the matter. And life is this amazing experiment that we get to embrace the good, the bad, the ugly, the difficult times, and the good times. And like Maddie said, like, show up and keep showing up and keep showing up, because that's who you are. The winners in life are the ones that keep showing up and keep looking for problems that others are having that we can solve. So Maddie, congratulations to you. Keep up the great work. For those of you who joined us, thank you so much. If this is ministered to your heart, I ask that you share it with others so that they have the same opportunity to be blessed today. So thanks so much. Have a great day, all of you. Keep rocking.
Can I interject quick before we leave? Guys, get yourself to a live event. I can't tell you, coming back from the marketing boot camp, like, I was so rejuvenated to be in a room with people that feel the same way I do about chiropractic care. And any doubts that I had were, and actually David was one person who I had a really bad day before I got there, and he totally boosted my confidence when I had a story about a patient. And he was like, but you found that, you did that, you helped that patient. And it was so great to have someone else praise you for something that you think that you might have done wrong. So really get to a live event, because you don't realize the community that you can build just in 48 hours with people. So that's my little spiel.
I'd like to rinse and repeat that weekend again and again.
Yeah.
And again. Like, it was so much fun of really going deep together and then having a blast in the evening. And everyone really showed up at 100%. So the next live event is the end of February, the pediatric infertility, pelvic floor, and pregnancy boot camp at Sherman. We have Maddie was there last year. We all
be there this year,
and Maddie will be there again this year. We had a blast. I'll make sure that the link is in the comments. Grab your ticket and show up. Oh, but Dr. Barb, I don't know what's going to happen in February. Neither do I. Like, none of us know. Like, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? But what you can do is put your best foot forward and align with the direction that you want your life to go in by taking action. So thanks for saying that, Maddie. And I cannot wait to see you again in February.
Yes, I know.
Yay. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.